can see me shooting this on my little camera because I want to get everything in wide angle. Issues with your deadlift. I think you're not sitting back on your heels. And let me give you just some thought process. I don't think a lot. Some of this is hamstring strength, a little bit lower back and ab strength. But I do think a lot of this is just the way, simply, that you're looking at it. And I think it's fixable just with verbal cues and you looking at things differently. Now, if I gave you an old school washer or dryer, washing machine or dryer machine, and told you all I wanted you to do was pick it up, now you would reach out and you would want to get it as centered over your body as possible, but you can't because it's out in front of you. So you would get your feet as close as you could to the center. You would grab, and then you would dip underneath it to get basically vertical shins and an upright chest, and come through like this, putting the weight on your hips and hamstrings. You wouldn't low back lift it, and I think that's the issue. Same thing, another example, if you wanted to drag that same thing, or if you wanted to drag the squat rack, if you had a really heavy duty squat rack and you wanted to drag it across the gym, you would pick it up somewhere close to the bottom. That would be the fulcrum point where you would move stuff. And you reach out, you're going to grab this, however you're going to grab it, and you probably might want to put some weight on your toes. When you put the weight on your toes and you press, everything's going to be on your quads. Now, if you want the most pressure, strength, if you really want to move it, put that weight on your heels and use your hamstrings. That's what I want you to try to do in the squat rack, just playing around. Pretend you're warming up, some sort of warm-up thing you're doing in the gym, so people won't think you're totally crazy. Just grab the rack, take your deadlift stance, make it like it's a lat stretch, but sit back on your heels. Pull your toes up just a little bit off the ground. If you watch me deadlift, I raise my big toe off the ground when I deadlift. It's a habit. Don't know if it's good or bad, but it's always worked for me. I want you to sit back on your heels, vertical shins, and pull. You may even get your knees behind your heels a little bit, but I want you to try to get vertical shins and drive your heels into the floor and push back. And that's all I want you to do. The deadlift is the same principle. If you are deadlifting and the bar is out in front of you, or you're out in front of the bar, then you're going to have strong lats and a strong pec to keep that bar close to you, or it's going to fall out. All you have to do is shift back on your heels, and look where that bar is. Your shins went vertical, and I want to fall back if I don't grab the rack. Now the barbell is going to represent basically this rack holding me, because it's going to be the weight out in front of me. So I'm going to be in roughly this position. The barbell would be keeping me from falling forward, or be keeping me from falling back, but I've got vertical shins, weight is on my heels, and try bringing up your big toe off the ground when you deadlift. Drive with those heels to make the lift. I just think you're a little bit too much this way, and you're trying to drive like this instead of head up and pushing back like this on your heels. Anyway, hope you can see me in the video. I don't usually shoot with this camera, but I want to get this to you as fast as possible. Ask questions. Ask questions. Make me a video like this and just ask random. I love answering questions. I love it. You don't send me enough questions, brother. We'll talk to you this week.